let's talk about IQVIA. Let's talk about the value prop there. I'm going to put up, this particular slide, and let's talk a little bit about what differentiates IQVIA.
Yeah, my daily job, right?
Right.
So
You should be able to do well here, right?
If I don't, then I think IQVIA is going to reconsider why they even have me. So
we'll edit, but go ahead.
Right, we'll edit. So again, and I know I mentioned this a little, I think earlier, our biggest differentiator, especially within our IQVIA MedTech clinical or CRO, is our expertise and experience. And what I think that really boils down to is we have a vetted QMS with vetted operations and SOPs. And I think something that a lot of times companies take for granted is that is a very tedious and long process and credibility to develop compared to newer or smaller CROs out in the market. I think a lot of times CROs have the therapeutic knowledge in-house, but don't necessarily have the SOPs or the right structure in place to be able to carry out that clinical execution. These systems that I'm referring to in SOPs are something that have been vetted through audits, reviewed by regulatory bodies, FDA, ethics committees, et cetera, in order to build that credibility. And even though there's guidelines put forth by the FDA, EU notified bodies, right, as we all see in the news, the way to go about the clinical execution as it pertains to those guidelines is definitely left open to interpretation.
Yeah.
Thus, if you're going to do the clinical execution, you're using a CRO, you're really relying on the CRO to have that experience to know what that clinical execution needs to look like. And so that really just ties back to what I think a big differentiator of ours is that we have that decades from our legacy companies, right? Chennai, Novella, decades of experience and expertise running these studies and being able to help companies manage that regulatory pathways in order to get to approval.
And I would think that the regulatory compliance piece is, obviously it's extremely important. Mm-hmm. But understanding the key aspects of that and how that's going to affect your trial if you do something wrong or you go down the wrong path is a huge aspect of the support that you're getting from a CRO. Hear me, would you speak to me?